All right, Jess, let's walk through the checklist. We aim for a 15-minute episode. Can you confirm that you're not on a plane? There's a reason why I have to ask.
Confirmed. Can you
Cool.
confirm you're not on a plane?
I'm not on a plane. I have a
Okay,
Lego plane pretty close, but that's different.
I think that's fine.
We are aiming for inclusive language, so don't call me guys. You can swear all you want, so say fuck, just don't call me guy, and we're good. I mean, you could
Perfect.
call me guy, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
Your episode will be published on March 31st. That is funny. We're going to meet again right the next day because that's when we both fly to MVP Summit. I like that.
It is amazing.
What may happen during the recording is that my picture blurs out for you because Zencaster, the thingy that we're using here, will prioritize the audio part. Just keep doing what you're doing. Important,
Perfect.
at the end of the recording, don't leave. We smile, we wave, we have a great time. Nobody leaves. Because we need to make sure that we get all these recordings uploaded first.
Smart.
I know.
You added that.
I can see you sent me your pronouns and socials already. Perfect. There will be 3 questions. Favorite data feature, favorite non-data feature, favorite food that we're going to ask our guest. We should add something to the checklist, Jess. Because
Invite guest.
Invite guest. I feel like we don't have a guest. But we will wing it. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice.
It's fine.
Let's work the checklist first, and then we're going to get there. Could you please tap your mic? Perfect. Is your light on, Jess?
It is not.
Oh, come on.
Boom.
This is much better. Let me move my monitor to the right screen. Perfect. Did you make sure that Moo has Maddox pinned or close your door?
I have. The door is closed. We are safe from cats.
Perfect. Then I would say we're ready to go. I will hit Okay, I already hit record. So,
you recorded the whole checklist?
That is perfect. We can use it for future reference. We can use AI to kind of condense it down to a checklist that we already have and then compare which one is better. Spoiler alert, ours. But anyways, how about you greet our guest, which we still don't have. You just do something.
We'll be the guest, Ben.
I'm ready.
We're the guests.
Be my guest. Be my guest.
Hi, friends. Welcome to the 100th episode of Finding Data Friends. Can you believe it?
100? I seriously cannot.
We almost found 100 guests, and then we failed at the last hurdle, and you're stuck with me and Ben. Perfect.
There is that.
Don't worry. Everyone is curious what our favorite data things are, so I'm sure this will be a perfect episode to answer all those questions.
Well, at least we can be 100% sure there will be no technical issue on the guest side for this episode.
True.
Having that said, we had very, very few technical issues, given that I really cannot believe that we are at 100, because when we thought about this like 2 years ago,
that's wild.
I thought it would be a fun thing for a while, and it has been, and it will be for a longer while, but for the time being, I'm impressed. We did good.
We did do good.
If nobody else says it, we're going to say it. There's that.
We crushed it. Best podcast ever.
Agreed.
Perfect.
So everybody like and subscribe. Link in the show. No, the link is not in the show notes. Like button below.
Actually, Ben, we're in charge of the show notes since it's guest. Bring your own show notes, and now we're the guests.
No show notes today because
not today.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's
all right. Let's go.
All right, Ben, you go first. What's your favorite data? What's your favorite data thing?
So
I forgot the question.
I thought about this for a long time, and I think it is data. No, it is not.
Ben, that's not allowed.
I just wanted to know what that feels like. But on a serious note, I did think about it for quite a while, because I was thinking about tools and was like, well, the tool I use the most is probably SSMS, and data tools probably more or less equally. Then I was thinking, but that is just a tool. I'm using it to get somewhere, but it's not like I opened that tool just because I enjoy that tool so much. I love T-SQL and all that, but leading up to my actual, I think my favorite data thing is being involved in organizing data events and seeing new speakers especially strive there. So that is my answer.
That. Okay, that was good. You kind of gave us a top 3, which is not really in the rules, but you do you.
I skipped the first 2 because for the first 2 I said they are, but they are not. So I kind of took them out of the equation again. Everybody,
so you told me
for
data,
future
then
episodes.
you told SSMS, then you told me T-SQL, and you're like, nah, none of them. It's data community. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. I
Nice.
love that. And you've done such a great job like encouraging new speakers and getting new like I mean a wide variety of people involved and speaking from New Stars Adea and Grillen and other events that are now
Yep.
speaking at like Bits, Pass, wherever else, like top tier. It's super cool. I love that.
And Data Saturday Rhineland, which is right in that group as well,
Very true.
from my
Very true.
perspective. No, but
Nice.
on a serious note, I'm so looking forward to. I'm looking forward to meet many friends tomorrow and the entire next week at MVP Summit.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing how many of those started at those, not just new stars, but those newcomer events. I mean, Data
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, Data Minds Connect. Those are always the two I will. And I'm pretty sure at this point there's others that are doing it that I'm just not as aware of.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing how all these people really only needed either that igniting spark, or just someone
Yeah.
that opens up the stage for them, it makes me very happy and also a little bit proud
Yeah. I
when I
think
think
all of
of
us needed like a little help into the community, right? Like I
it.
know when I first started speaking, it was like getting someone kind of encouraged me to do that first one, and then you're like, oh,
The
that was
word you're
fun.
looking for is pushing, not
Yeah,
encouraging or
100%.
helping, but
100%. I actually was just talking at SQL Conf with Erin Stellato. She was one of the people that convinced me to do the first presentation in Cleveland in I can't remember what year. And we were comparing like my presentation then to the one I gave at SQL Conf, which I feel was better and she felt was better. But like that first presentation was too short, too fast. I was sweating. Garmin thought I was doing a workout. But then you get kind of a
one of my
buzz from it,
favorite
don't you?
stories.
I know. But yeah, it's cool. It's awesome how many other people have found like the joy in public
Yep,
speaking and blogging and just being involved in the community. Super cool. Love that.
agreed. So, Jess, how about you? What's your favorite data thing?
Well, mine is also just data in general. Right?
Nice.
No,
We are
nice.
crushing it.
No, I also thought about this a lot because I've been a DBA and in that kind of sphere for like almost 20 years at this point, which is crazy. And that was terrible maths. But anyway, we'll move on. And so I've seen all kinds of
So you're
things. And
174 years
wait a
old?
minute.
The math isn't mathing.
No, that was not good maths. It's like I don't know. Anyway, my favorite thing is automation around data. So, like, it could be SQL agent jobs and just like automating things that need to happen every day or every week or whatever, all the way to like Azure functions where you can now automate things with PowerShell or other languages just in the cloud whenever you need them. And I think as I've moved from being more focused on prem only to being like on prem and cloud, the Azure function stuff is super cool because you can literally do anything you can program with PowerShell or Python or whatever other language, right? So it just enables a lot of stuff to happen on a schedule or even triggered by
Yep.
events, right? Like blob storage, getting a file or some kind of messaging service, sending a message is super cool.
You, the fabric faults, you call that data activator. Just
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
Funny enough, automation was one of my top three answers I was thinking about because automation is kind of what got me into speaking and all that, since that was so I can totally relate to that. And so many people are still underestimating the power of
Mm-hmm.
automation,
Yeah.
especially compared to the power of AI. Because if you know what you're doing and you just automate that, it will be so much better and so much more efficient than anything. Unless you're really, really good at prompts, and most people are really, really shitty at prompts.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, I think too, like automation has always had this kind of negative thought from people to like adopt it, right? Because they're like, oh, I don't want to automate my tasks because then they're not going to need me. But actually, you just automate the boring stuff that you have to do every day, and it
exactly.
frees up space to do more exciting, more enjoyable things in the space. So
And also being
yeah.
on the consultancy side of the house, I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
the end, those are the discussions that you have with customers where they're like, oh, so you're going to charge me 50 days to build a ton of data pipelines to basically just get tables as they are from A to B. Why don't we hire someone that's cheaper? Because in the end, they don't have a budget in days or hours, they have a budget
Yeah.
in money. So if you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
well, we're just going to make those 50 days, I don't know, 5 days, 5 hours, depending on the task, obviously, on how well the workload compresses. Badumts. Oh, hang on. Saying badumts.
Nice.
That was Gianluca in his basement. live
Perfect.
from
We should let him out of the
Italy.
basement sometime.
No, because we need him to play the drums whenever we need someone to play
Ah,
the
right,
drums,
right. True, true.
obviously.
Good point.
Um, no, I totally lost where I was going for. Oh, so you compress that workload and focus on
Mhm.
the more important stuff,
Yeah.
so that if all you do can be replaced by automation, that's the same people that are now afraid of their job being taken away by AI.
Yeah, totally.
If your entire job can be that easily replaced, it can also be replaced by someone doing it for less money.
True
As
story.
harsh and cruel as that sounds. So,
Yeah. And there's so many interesting things out there, right? There's always new technology, new stuff coming out.
yep.
Like you don't want to get stuck doing boring, repetitive stuff like, I don't know, restoring a database from here to there or whatever. Yeah.
There
Nice.
is that.
All right. Well, that was our favorite data thing. That went well. I felt like we had good answers. We did both say data, but then we, narrowed it in, which is good. All right.
How
So
about
what's your
you go first for the next one, Jess?
Yeah? Okay,
Just in
okay.
case we again have the same answer prepared, so I'm not
True,
stealing
true.
that from him.
Smart. You know we don't. I'm just joking.
I dare you say it.
All right. So my favorite non-data thing is fitness in general. So like cycling, hiking. I do a lot of CrossFit just to stay fit. But mostly fitness outside, I would say, is like the specifics. And I love cycling. I live in the south of England, and we're lucky to have some really good areas for like road cycling. Some nice hills to climb, some good countryside, some good coffee stops, which is always important. So I'm going to say like fitness, mostly outside. Cycling is the preferred.
I mean,
Definitely not running.
regular listeners of our show or viewers of our show
Hmm.
know that this is only half the truth, because it's not like you love cycling. You love cycling because it enables you to eat more food, which will
Well, yes.
be our third
Yes, yes.
question. So,
It's true. That was the perfect segue. See, if you had gone first, I would have said that second, and then boom, we were in. But it's okay. We'll circle back. Maybe yours is just as good.
no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, shame. What is your favorite non-data thing?
See, I thought about that a lot, and then I came up with those. No,
It's non-data things.
it's not that I think. So, first of all, I thought a couple of years ago, my answer would probably have been running. And it was like,
Hmm.
well, I haven't run at all so far this year. So, nobody also, if people see me now, they're not going to believe it. So, let's not do it. Which my favorite things in the non data world are more fluent than in the data world.
Okay. Yeah.
That is one thing I learned about myself when thinking about our questions. My favorite thing is still traveling
Mm,
and just learning about other cultures, including food. So there's our second segue. I mean, really
smart.
building up
Yeah.
there. Which with my 3-year-old is not what it used to be for now, obviously. So we used to travel quite differently. Like we saw every city in China in 7 days. Maybe not every. Maybe that was slightly exaggerated for dramatic effect. But
Wow.
I know.
Drums?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no.
Not for
This calls for something more.
charge. Amazing.
No, but we did like super exhausting trips and all that, but not exhausting in like you just had very very full days, but it
Hmm.
was still so relaxing for the mind,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And obviously things are a bit different now, but still seeing the world and also now showing my daughter the world. That is
Hmm. Yeah. I was going to say you have that to look forward to once she gets a little
yes,
older, and you can be like, look at the things we can do, the
exactly.
food,
So
the places we can go. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of started it last year when we did our first non beach vacation trip,
Hmm.
when we went to the US for 2 weeks. And she was completely overwhelmed with everything, obviously. Everybody speaking a different language, all the different foods,
Oh
time
yeah.
difference, etc., etc. So um,
Yeah.
it all adds up, because obviously when we do a beach vacation, everybody's speaking a different language as well. But since we just hang out
Hmm.
by the beach as a family, we don't talk to other people. We don't like people, let's face it.
Yeah. You
So,
just kind of cordon off. Does she speak
so
any English at this point?
very little. She's getting
Yeah.
there. So it is one of the things where before she was born, we were always like, well, we really should kind of try starting raising her bilingual. As that all went out
Mm-hmm.
the window when she was born because it just wasn't on top of our priority list. And that's another thing I've
Yeah.
learned. If it's not on top of your priority list, it's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she's from time to time she says the most random things just because there's a couple of phrases that I use in English, like why can't I do this and this and this, and then I would tell her in English because Daddy said so.
Yeah.
And so from time to time she would randomly be like, can I do this and this, or can I not because Daddy said so? And she would say that in English. So. And
That's
she starts
awesome.
saying yes and no, and obviously also using it
Mm-hmm.
in the right way. So we're getting. She's also not great with once she knows you. She will not get off your lap, and she will not make you stop reading to her and all that. But she needs a little
Perfect.
time to warm up. So
Yeah.
while traveling and constantly running into new people, that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
She would not necessarily talk to a ton of people to begin with.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love traveling too. That's a great answer for sure.
If my answer had not been traveling, it would have been Lego, but it was not. So
Yeah, lucky you didn't try and get two again.
again, I know. I promise I
Perfect.
will only have one for. Well, I may sneak in a second one for the final question. I mean,
Oh my goodness. Did you not listen to the checklist? Actually, we don't really have on the checklist. Please answer the questions with one answer.
I will
Add it to the
live.
checklist.
Um, funny enough, I clicked in it, and then Notepad, which is where I'm running our super professional checklist, made an
Smart.
autocorrect.
Yeah, yeah.
So it changed. Did you send your pronouns to did you send your protons? So I changed that back. Three
Good idea.
questions with only one answer, which cannot be
Data.
overly generic. That's because otherwise people will just say my favorite non-data thing is data and my favorite data thing is non-data,
True.
and then they're
True,
getting
true.
out of it by technicality, and then we're going to take them to court, and years later
Yeah.
we don't
Let's
want
not
that.
go through that process.
No, because I mean,
Because we're all getting hungry.
correct.
All right, Ben, you
Nah.
go first. What's your favorite food?
um Fish in a
Okay.
salt crust.
Okay, very specific. I like that. A specific fish or any fish?
Branzino, which
Oh,
is I think sea bass. um Maybe wrong
fancy
on that.
fish.
Um, it's a super simple dish. It's not as easy to make as it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You just take a whole fish, fill it with some herbs or whatever, and then it's getting entirely crusted in salt. And what that salt does, it makes sure it stays moist.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna have that very nice. Also, it also sticks to the skin and everything, so it's very easy to fillet that fish because I love fish. Hate filleting fish, so that also makes.
Okay.
And the simplicity of that, just a salad with it or some potatoes or
Mm-hmm.
a couple of other things, that is
Amazing.
such an amazingly simple yet delicious dish. Again, not as easy to make, so I only tried to make it myself once. I have now reverted back to
Smart. Let the
asking
professionals do
restaurants
it.
to make it for me.
Yeah. 100%.
But no, very,
Nice.
very good. I mean, I could have said, no, I'm not going to go
No, no.
there. How about you, Jess? Besides butter.
No, that was my answer. My favorite food is butter.
I knew it.
It it can make everything better. Nice bit of bread, some butter. Nice potato, put some butter on there, you know? What what more do you need? I would honestly say that like bread and butter is one of my favorite foods. If you go to a restaurant and they bring out bread, like
Yep.
I'm probably coming back.
Proper bread.
Yeah,
Proper
like a
Lingen
nice.
bread.
Oh yeah, interested? Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, at the hotel we stayed at for SequelConf a few weeks ago now, the breakfast bread was like warm and crusty, and there were little pats of butter for it. I was I was in heaven. It's good.
No, good butter. And butter is one of those things where many people will be like, butter is butter, but it's not. So,
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, you got to get good butter for sure.
and
Yeah.
obviously, same thing with bread. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually made my first bread a couple of weeks ago. My coworker Liz convinced me to make a loaf, and it came out amazing. Now I'm a baker.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah. You can find her in the show notes, previous episode.
A true story. However, she was one of the early ones. I'm gonna
She
say
was.
Probably in the
Yeah.
top 20 or so.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Remember, she made up that sport you didn't know about.
Yeah, many people made up things.
That's actually what I should have done for the favorite non-data thing. Is just make something up and be like, "No, Ben, it's real. Believe me. Have I ever lied to you before?"
Yes.
Okay, cut that bit out.
Yes, you have. No,
Cut.
there's no edit. There is no editing happening here because we
No.
don't have budget for that.
That's true. People are really seeing the behind the scenes of the podcast this week.
Exactly. This is the true us, 100%.
Yeah. What you get is what you get.
I see.
Perfect. Well, I think we were maybe the best guests we've ever had, you know?
At least we were the best non-guests we've ever had. We don't want to offend the other guests and also don't want to put up the pressure too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it doesn't get better than that for a couple of weeks, I feel. And since we want to be fair to the next guest, how about we take a little break after 100 episodes and be back in like May? Does that work for you?
It does. We'll have a little break. We'll eat some good bread and butter, maybe some good fish. We'll be back.
I will be vacationing in between, so I will eat some good fresh fish. So there's that.
Perfect. Amazing. Well, Ben,
I'm hungry.
We've done a good job. We've had 99 friends and us. It's a pretty
technically
pretty
speaking,
solid
this is our second episode without a guest because we had that 0 episode where we did the invite for the first guest.
You're right. So this is 101? We missed the 100th episode?
Well, it was it was a 0-based index.
Okay. Smart.
That's what we do.
Wait
because that's how Visual Basic works.
Bam. Nice.
And on the next episode, I will tell you everything we've heard about Visual Basic at MVP Summit. My NDA will still be safe, but
here's everything you need to know.
Oh, there's a lot of things people need to. Whoa. Okay, welcome to my talk on.
Okay, Ben.
Maybe
End
we
of the
stop
podcast.
Recording first.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jess, for 100 or 101 or whatever episode this was so far. Again, we're not stopping this. We're just going on a small break.
Yeah,
we were on a break.
Soon. Perfect. Don't you go get another podcast host in the break, okay? It's not like that.
But we were on a break.
No.
I'm totally going to convince Kels to do it with me. Who hasn't seen a single episode. But
I was going to say, she doesn't even know what the show is like.
However, the thing is, she's going to then convince Franzi to do it. Not that she's ever met her, but and then just like
who
that,
also hasn't seen a single episode.
Our partners who have never seen a single episode are hostily taking over our pod. We cannot let this happen. I mean, that is so rude of them. We're going to talk to them. And with that, we will be back. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We see you in May. Bye.
Bye, folks.